Dear students, good afternoon everyone. My name is Sheikh Rahman. I am from Civil Department, working as the Assistant Professor in our Unlock Engineering College. So, my dear students, today we are discussing about one of the beautiful topic related to the environmental pollution course point of. So, particularly today our topic is in this section we have to discussing about the environmental sanitization regarding particularly related to the social gathering or maybe a dinnering point of or maybe felicitation point of or festivals point of. So huge crowd will be where have to be gathered for celebration point of ritual celebrations point of what it may be maybe any marriage occasion celebration point of. So the peoples when the peoples has to more percentage of the peoples, a number of peoples will be gathered at a particular place, must ensure having some environmental pollution point of aspects will be generated. So that particular point of the sanitation point, what we are generating of that kind of pollution or maybe disturbances, environmental disturbances, so those all will be clearing point of the environmental sanitation methods are playing a crucial role for to overcome those what problems may have to be produced, what problem has to be arisen. Those problems overcome point of we must should follow by some environmental sanitization methods. So today we are discussing about, we are going to our main topic is particularly we are ready for start our top main content point of. So our topic is environmental sanitation methods for the social gathering meals and fairs point of. So particularly see here social gatherings such as community, think about the community point of community meals or may weddings or religious functions or festivals or may fairs or may public feast or may feast involve large number of peoples at one place. I already told you at the definition point of what I am saying. So at the starting time, the number of peoples or more peoples will be gathered at one particular place. That particular place must ensure one of the main transfer or source for the source of solid waste point of or maybe waste point of. Maybe for example here number of peoples will be gathered to festival celebrations point of or maybe function successful of the function point of. So that particular point of we should be some of the types of waste have to be observed. For example, we have to be, for example, we have provided every person has to be lunch point of or dinner point of. So must should having food waste. The same organic waste will be developed. Organic waste has to be happen having chance of organic waste. The same time of some of the plastic water bottles or disposal glasses or maybe polythene covers. So maybe different kind of the decoration point of different kind of flowers. Maybe everything has to be after that occasion, after that festival function, after that feast, after that wedding ceremony. So everything has to be producing. Everything has to be main positive for the environmental pollution point of. That kind of pollution controlling point of we must and should followed by the environmental sanitization methods. So first of all, proper environmental sanitation is essential to prevent food-borne diseases or water-borne diseases, infections and environmental pollution. So my dear students, what we are discussing here, particularly the social gathering point of the chances for the food-borne disease point of, at the same time of waterborne infections also be spreaded. So why? Because of less number of peoples will be gathered. Place has to be their own way, their own way point of. They have to be celebrated. They have to be enjoy that function. Maybe enjoy that function. Enjoy the festival point of. So in this particular point, must ensure those who are not properly maintained or managed must ensure transfer the foodborne diseases and waterborne infections also. And main must ensure, I am already told you a number of times, environmental pollution will be must should happen. See the image has to be printed by these. Some of the persons has to be eating the plastic bottles and also survey some of the food. Here also there is another image also printed by the buffet system will be available here. So these are must essential main sources for the particularly the environmental pollution point of source of the environmental pollution. And next one, safe water. So the first one has to be method followed by the safe water supply. So here particularly some of the methods has to one by one we have to discuss. The first one is safe water supply. Adequate supply of safe and potable water for drinking, cooking, washing, and hand washing point of utensils point of whatever it may be. Particularly here, the water supply, the safe water supply, whatever it may be, for example, number of vehicles come for the function point of, or wedding point of, or ceremony point of, or housewarming point of, or maybe social gathering point of. Those people who has to attend it, those people's drinking point of, we should provide proper good water for drinking, and also the food preparation point of, making point of, we has to provide very good water. At the same time of washing point of, or maybe hand washing point of, whatever may be the human needs, what kind of units will be required, what kind of units will be there at the location, at that conditions. So they require some water. What was the water has to provided. The water should be clean and good condition, and drinking water should be protected from the contaminants and also stored in clean and covered containers. So which water has to be using for the drinking point of, or serve the drinking purpose, or serve the drinking purpose, the water should be clean and also stored good container at the same time of clean and covered containers only. A open containers having maximum chance for the pollution point of, dust will be falling on the water, so that will be easily contaminated. Maybe any liquids or maybe any cockroaches, etc., has to be fallen on that water. The water simply contaminated. Those kind of contamination having chances type of conditions we has to be predicted, we has to be controlled, and separate water arrangement for cooking and washing and also cleaning purposes. So drinking point of, we have to provide separate water conditions, separate water quality, and also cooking point of, and washing point of, and cleaning point of. So different kind of purpose point of, we have to be provide different type of containers, separate containers for using of that need fulfill point of, that need overcome point of, we should be provide different kind of containers having water, separate water arrangements. For example, one can will be the same water now using for the washing, same water using for the cleaning, same water for using for cooking, same water using for the washing point of or cleaning point of. It's not safe because of the separate will be there, no? Maybe not having chance for the contamination point of. So use approved water purification methods where necessary. In case of having the water the water should not maintain with quality. So must ensure the quality gaining point of, water quality enhance point of, reaching quality, we should maintain by the necessary water purification methods are followed. And next one. Second one, food hygienic and safety. The preparation for the food in cleaning and hygienic surroundings. For example, we are cooking, we are ready for cooking. The surrounding area should be hygiene, or should be very clean and quiet and clean. Should be very clean. And also use fresh ingredients and avoidance of the stale or spoiled food. Maybe the food making point of the ingredients we have used, maybe vegetables or maybe any grains or maybe any etc. Those all should be very fresh conditions, not to be spoiled, not to be decomposed type of materials, not to be expired materials, not to be used for the making of the food. And also because of those or maximum chance for the disease causing organisms point of, so should be avoided by the and spoiled materials. And production of cooked food from the dust and fires and increases by the instead by the covering and serving the food with clean and avoid the beforehand contacts, timely distributed and consumption of the food to be prevent spoilage. So before the maybe spreading, before the has to be spreading of the, has to be distributed of the food and serve the food. So particular must be maintained by the covered materials, because at the same time it should be the food has to be covered with help of top of the bowl or top of the plate or maybe any covered material of the cloth or covered by the any falling cover. So that will be prevented by the contamination of the food or maybe spoiling of the food. So it should be maintained with proper coverage system of the food. And next one. Sanitation for the food handlers. The food handlers should be medically examined. And now the third method is sanitization of the food handlers, and nothing but of the food handlers should be medically examined and free from the communicable diseases. So first of all, sanitation of the food handlers point of which people has to medically examined. The person has to be handled and has to be served, has to be maintained, has to be deal with the food very sincerely and very hygienically. So maybe maintenance of the personal hygiene and clean cloths, trimmed nail and hand washing before the handling of the food. So for example, any person has to be directly contact with the food, has to be preparing of the food, has serving of the food. The person as physically looking appearance point of should be wear by the clean cloths and trimmed their nails, because of nails having any soil particles that will be they easily interact and they will easily interact with the food point, and the food will simply contaminated. So maybe hand washing before the handling of the food. So every person should be handling the food, must and should hand wash is must and should be doing the hand washing process, and it's mandatory also. Using of the gloves and the head covers and apron wherever possible. If having possible, must and should wear by the apron. That is very safety condition for the very safety precaution for the hygienic food point of, and also must and should wear the gloves and also head cover. The gloves must and should prevent direct contact with the food. At the same time of having sweat of the hands, that sweat not to be intake, not to be added to the not to be contact. The food is safe. Maybe having head cover, when we are wearing by the head cover, the hair fall should not be falling in the food. Our head should not be falling in the food. So maybe these kind of precaution, gloves and head covers and aprons, some of the precautions must and should has to be safe for the food. And proper training and safe food handling practices should be required. Whatever it may be, these are all some of the safety precautions, the handling of the food should be required. Some training must and should required. And next one, waste management. Provision of the adequate number of covered bins or solid waste collection maximum. So vacation point of some of the lakhs of people or thousands of people will be gathered at a particular place, marriage point of or maybe any celebration point of. So those people must ensure the celebration enjoyment point of they have to be producing by the different kind of solid waste. So those waste has to be properly collected and properly stored in with help of bins or dustbins or maybe containers. Segregation of biological, degradable and non-biodegradable waste also must be separated and segregated by the based on the waste plastics point of. It is a biodegradable waste, nothing but of the food waste that should be separated stored, and non-biodegradable waste, nothing but of the plastic bottles or maybe ice cream cups or maybe etc or polythene covers that will be separately stored in separate manner. Regular removal of the same disposal and food waste and litter, maximum regularly remove the waste and waste, but removed waste should be properly disposal, maybe proper disposal, not to be affected with the environment, not to be affected with any water pollution, not to be caused by any soil pollution, or not to be caused by any air pollution point of. So maybe surrounding environmental pollution, providing prevention or controlling point of, we should regularly remove the waste and safe, should be doing very safe disposal. And prevention of waste communication around the eating of fair point of also. And next one, drainage and waste disposal point of, the proper drainage and avoid sanitation of the wastewater and immediate removal of the wastewater from washing and cooking areas, and maintain of the clean surroundings to prevent the foul odors and mosquito bearings also. So proper drainage, for example, surrounding areas not having the water flowing frequently, it will have to be obstruct, having variance of that, that will be as possible has to be removed for the first maximum avoiding by the sanitation point of, they should be avoided. Immediate removal of the wastewater from the washing and cooking areas, because of those will be causing for the sanitation problems. So maximum the hygienic point of, we should immediately remove that stacking of the water, and maintenance of the clean surroundings to be prevent the foul odors and as mosquito bearing. So when we are remove all of this, not having chance for the mosquitoes, not having chance for the foul odor, these are the sanitation point of good significance or good signs for the healthy conditions point of. And also next one, vector pest control of the files and mosquitoes, rodents and other pests or the elimination for the stagnant of the water and open food point. And next one, sixth one is vector and pest control. The control of the flies and mosquitoes and rodents and other pests. Already last slide also discussed this one. So essentially vector and pest controlling point of view, control of the flies and mosquitoes and rodents and other pests also. When we have properly removed the stagnant water and properly waste management, everything we have done above the methods. So then we are not having that occasion not having chance for the vector and pest control point of view. We are able to successful to control by the vector and pest control point of, and elimination of the stagnant of the water open food, which I already told you, and use of the fly traps and insecticides and proper waste handling methods. So maximum protection of the food areas and screens of screen or covers. So in case having by any flies and mosquitoes rodents will be there, properly the food will be covered with help of the screens or covers. Then maximum we have to be prevented by the food contamination, and clean lines or venue, and regular cleaning of the eating areas and fairgrounds and surroundings, sweeping and washing of the floors and pathways. So where we have to be, the surrounding areas should be clean and calm and quiet, and also very good sanitation standards should be followed for the prevent with all kind of diseases and problems point of, and sweeping and washing of the floors and pathways. First should have to sweeping and washing of the floors and pathways, and dust control measures, especially at open areas and open fields point of, adequate lighting and ventilation covered drainage areas. Must should has to be maintained by the proper lighting and ventilation standards, and also dust control measures also followed, especially in open areas. Okay, and next one, emergency situations point of, emergency and safety measurements should be followed. Availability for the first aid facility in case of any fire accident will be happen, in case of any unfortunate disturbance, or maybe tent will be fallen, or maybe etc or like fall down, maybe in that celebration point of, or dancing point of, or maybe that celebration point of. The particular point we should be provided by the first aid facility, maybe any having any heart attack or maybe any emergency point of, must should identify some first aid facilities. Arrangement of the immediate medical assistance in case of the food poisoning or illness. Maybe in case of, unfortunately, some of the unwanted things will be mixed in that food, so you usually have a chance for the food poisoning, so or maybe illness. That kind of problems solving point of, or reducing point of, we should follow by the emergency safety measures also, and proper covered management to avoid unhygienic conditions. Maximum should be covered conditions should be followed. Maybe in case of not having any to be avoided unhygienic conditions. If in case of having an unhygienic condition has to be identified, those will be simply has to be, and avoid those unhygienic conditions. Okay, and last one, I am ready for conclude this section. My dear students, I hope you understand everyone. If having any doubts, please text me as possible as I will reply to you. Maybe in the class, maybe having in our classroom also having any doubts, please try your hand and ask me freely, and I will be whatever my knowledge point of, I have to be give the best solution, best explanation for you. Thank you, and thank you very much.